Hey, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon. Today it is service day. I'm going to wait a couple minutes just for you guys to know that I am alive and let me know if the sound is okay. Today we're gonna do a few things. I would like to explore your galactic history. Your Akashic records is something that I have been doing in the service for a while that always came up during the sessions, and now I put it as an Akashic record. So I'm gonna do this just for whoever asks. Like, for example, I always feel drawn to the Orions. Do I have life or essence? Things, questions about galactics. And at the same time, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Blessings always. Give me a second. You are one of my angels, Darlene. I appreciate it so much. And at the same time, talking a little bit about the 1111, what it is the meaning. I know there is a lot of information out there, but the information changes along we get closer into our ascension journey. And also the planets, the energies that are being channeled from our own higher families, higher dimensions, help us, push us to clear. So there are few themes that I have noticed in myself, I have to be honest, in the sessions with my friends, with my clients. And first of all, this is a wave that is going to end around March 2022. Oh gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate all the stars. Many blessings. This 6 months period began on the equinox of in September, and they're going to finish in the summer solstice. But that is a different wave. This is a wave where we are confronted into our highest timeline. That's why we are seeing that we'll still have COVID, that we'll still have quarantine in some places, changes in the economy, secrets are going to be revealed, different agendas are going to collide to bring a new collective for all of us. And this is mainly playing at the collective scale. This is one of the things. So a lots of pulls and strings, I think is how it is said. A lot of unexpected news, things out of the blue, a lot of changes in the weather. Sometimes where you are used to that is going to be raining. It may feel dry a little bit. A lot of volcano activity, earthquakes. We had earthquakes right here, and we are not only a tectonic zone, not at all. And we had an earthquake 2 months ago, and everyone was like, oh, what's going on? Right? It was like a minimum, but we can expect things like that. Why, Gretel? Please have your questions. I'm going to get into all of your questions in a few minutes, because the grids or Gaia are being receiving a huge plasmic light from the cosmos, from all the healing that we're doing, from all the channel that we're doing, for all the activations, and we're pushing the darkness to go to the flood so it can be released. So we're going to see changes, probably minimum, probably unexpected changes, government, society, economy. Some people said that we're not going to have catch in 4 or 5 years time frame. It's going to be all electronic. So this is a timeline that is playing around at the collective. I think at some point we're going to become immune to disease. And this is the big lesson underneath COVID quarantine. This is something that I have seen. Another timeline playing in the collective, it is artificial intelligence. Guys, don't get sick or afraid to that timeline. It's going to be for the highest good. It's going to assist us, at least of what I have seen. But of course, it's going to be a period of adjusting. But technology is going to be kind of like, whenever we settle in harmony with that, it's going to be kind of like the voice of our higher self, making life more efficient. But for that, it's going to be take a while. So don't get scared about virtual reality, things like that, because this is the first baby steps into all being connected into one human collective. We're practicing that. Of course, it's gonna be dark agendas and light agendas, but it's part of the process. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but when we learned how to walk, even though we have the equipment, we fall, we have a lot of bruises and things. And it takes us a while to learn how to walk. And then after a few months, we are running, jumping, making disasters in our home. It's part of the process. So we don't know how it's going to unfold because we are still making the choice. But one thing I can assure, we are not in an apocalyptic timeline. Those things have happened in other timelines, in other realities, but it's not our reality anymore. Don't fall into the war, reptilian Draco thing, because that happened before. And we're clearing a little bit of that or a lot of that, depending on the dimension we vibrate the most. If we are in 3D, of course, we're going to feel that negativity, density, control, abuse, manipulation. But if we are in 4D, trying to anchor the 5D, we're going to become immune because it's not going to be our playground wrong. Yes? Because many of my clients have been very freaked out about the things that are being said. Yes, are many agendas, are many timelines, are many, let's see, like courses. There are plenty of universities in the world, but because, let's say that in a certain country, people is learning about criminology, it doesn't mean it's my path. But it's their path, and that has to be respected because source is light and dark. But at the level of source, it's in unity where it no longer becomes a polarity. It's all part of one. What we are learning here with the 1111 portal, the 1111 portal is a connection to higher self, when I can mirror myself and matches at the level of my capacity, whatever I can bring into myself that is going to be a gift for others. And another thing it is, manifestation is going to be a huge, if you want to manifest a new job, a new business, a new partner, new gifts, set your intentions because the energy is going to be increased. And when we use those energies in our favor, we are like magnets for whatever we manifest. But if we are thinking on the government want to control me, I cannot do this anymore, this is so hard, this is like hell, I just want to leave, we're going to be manifesting those things. And it's not to feel blame or that I'm being wrong, because if you and I were created the way we are perfect to the eyes of source. And what I do, what you do, is a very important piece of the bigger picture. Even though I don't feel okay, it's a valid thing, and I am teaching source how to others can feel okay. Does that make sense? So whatever happened to me, whether I am okay or I am not okay, works out for source. So 1111, what it is, Gretel, because you talk a lot. It's about the bigger picture, what I can see, what I can understand, what I can trust, that everything that is happening is part of the movie where I am in. But it's just like, let's say that you were invited to a vacation into the Grand Canyon, but it was awful because it has bad service, your reservation was canceled, you had no catch, you were rough. Probably things went in the wrong way. Probably in another travel to the Grand Canyon, it was amazing. it's not because the Grand Canyon is a bad thing. It is because how things unfold. But one way or another, it's not your ultimate reality. It's just a temporary stage where you can evolve, acknowledge, and learn something. And this is what really ascension or awakening or spirituality means. Means where I can master myself using the things that I have on hand. And this is actually very Scorpio. And this is actually very aligned with the energy that is happening right now. Another thing it is, twin flame contracts are being activated for the ones that are aligned with twin flame connections. Twin flame connection is not physical. It could be, but it doesn't have to be. It could be romantic. It could be sensual. It could be passionate. It could be platonic. It could be like siblings love. It could be like it is your guide. It could be like it is your husband, your boyfriend. In whatever goal you have about that other half that represents a reflection of you, not your total, but just a reflection of you, those contracts are being rewrite and readjust. So if your relationship, you're not happy with the relationship that you have, or you would like to have a relationship, so it can be manifested, because 1111 is about higher self and me. It's about my relationships and me, is about the collective and me, my gifts and me, my guides and me, whatever I am reflecting outside of me that can be changed from within. Because if I don't like what I see, I'm not going to give a makeover to the mirror. I'm going to give a makeover to myself. Like, for example, Darlene, that it's a makeup artist and hair artist. You're gonna work in the mirror. You have to work with the person. So this is the playground, the school that we have in this reality. In other realities, there are different things, but right here, this is how we are able to work with our subconscious. I've been having sessions, and then we muscle test, and then let's say that some person said, I would like to forgive because I borrowed money to my brother and he never paid back and I hate it. And then I'm going to ask, are you ready to forgive? Yes. And then we ask subconscious, and that subconscious said, hell no, I'm not going to forgive that bastard. So this is, again, the 1111, where I know in my consciousness I should do, but some aspect of me, it doesn't compute it yet. It doesn't make sense. And we all have those things. Thank you. Oh, I love you too. But how in the hell I'm going to identify my blind spots? You can be present. You can muscle test. You can use pendulum. You can do cards on yourself. You can get a reading. You can meditate. In whatever way you are open, do it. But this 1111 portal is going to serve as a gateway for us to receive guidance from our galactic guides, our angels, our higher self, whoever you trust in the other side of the veil. I'm going to do a channel in the 1111 at 11 Pacific time. And I'm going to channel Galactics because it's where I am being guided. I am being guided to be a point of contact for Galactics. I know I started doing angels and then higher self, and I still do guides, but now it feels like I'm being guided to share stories in the galaxy, like Galactic historian perhaps. I haven't seen those stories. I'm working on writing them in a book. So every time you guys order a drawing that I do a soul galactic chart, you guys are co-creating with me so I can bring those stories from you guys and I into a tool, a resource in the physical where it can serve for many from whoever resonate with that aspect. I have 2 services. In one service, I share like 5 or 6 lives briefly in the galaxy, and then the one that I draw, and another one is just one guy that shared its story. This is right now what I would like to do. I'm going to get into the questions. Let me see if I can read the questions here. And let me drink a little bit of water to check on your questions. I don't have the questions here. Let me wait just a couple minutes to reset it on my phone. Please type your questions about whatever I said, whatever you would like to ask. Specifically, thank you so much for the stars. You guys are a blessing. Specifically, galactic currents activation, what's going on. If you have questions for you guys, I can bring them in. Probably I should do a little bit of light language to clear the energy before I start with the questions. I'm gonna keep doing the healing service in the meditations 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. the rest of the year, and then I'm gonna ask if I should keep doing it or not. If you guys need healing, I have encoded that you guys can receive Reiki if you want to. It says for the highest good, and if you ask for it. So you guys can type, or you guys don't have to type. Just set it in your intention, and whatever you can tune into those recordings, and you can receive healing as a service for all of us, because I do receive healing too. Another thing that yes, that's so true. The energy is racing. Thank you so much. Another thing that I wanted to say is thank you. Thank you so much. I'm working on a mentoring program. Do you know if the Anunnaki are coming back in the planet Earth? Natalie asked. Natalie, we are the Anunnaki. We are their descendants. Everyone that has an Egyptian timeline, an Atlantean timeline, Sumerian timeline, Phoenicia, has a type of Anunnaki connection in their Akashic records. There is good and bad in everything. I wouldn't label it as demons or things like that. I think they represent what in the Bible is described as the fallen angels. This is something that has come into the sessions. I think they were in charge to upgrade humanity so humanity will evolve faster, because I believe, at least in my timeline, my Akashic records, Earth and humans, we were kind of like a recycle school for many other galactic races. But I think the Anunnaki got kind of like addicted to the power. I think the Anunnaki were like our ancient gods. Like, for example, I do think Todd feels like very Anunnaki, and he's Hermes. So if you listen to YouTube, the Emerald Tablets is a beautiful information with a lot of wisdom that you can pick up from it, and those came from the Anunnakis. But at some point, they abused that power, and it was taken away. I haven't downloaded exactly in my timeline how that happened, but I think they were kind of like forbidden and like taken away, and it was when Earth, it was encapsulated, so no galactic will intervene directly. Yes, Natalie, that one. When I ever want to listen to them in YouTube, I astral travel instantly, and I don't remember anything, but I do feel very connected with Todd, with Hermes. I know he's part of my kind of like ascension guys, and I've been wanting to do a drawing of him for myself. Once in a while, I do my own drawings. Because I started listening to the Kabbalion, and the Kabbalion, it is a book that actually was the inspiration for many of the ancient techniques for spirituality. And Let's see if I'm able to do it. But in different dimensions in the Akashic records, actually, that was a very good question. There are different ways about things play the role. Yes, I have been procrastinating with the book. I have started, but I haven't downloaded the whole thing, but I know it will come through. Let's see how it goes. But for sure, next year is going to be ready. Another thing that I wanted to say, it is like Anunnaki work directly right now. I mean, the ascended version of them. They are working with the Greece, with the Leyland. So everyone who does grid work, that works with Gaia in a more shamanic way, will be connected with the Anunnakis. The Anunnakis, their expertise, as far as my knowledge, they are, how do I say that? Engineers, like creators of the matrix. Their expertise goes to, how do I say? Let's say that, like, for example, right here, if somebody said, let's upgrade New York. We're gonna do a new subway, new buildings, a new way for the city to function in a better way, in a more futuristic way. So this is why they came at the beginning to Earth, because the galactic nations, whether you call that Galactic Federation of Light, through Galactic Federation of Light, or Council of Light, or whatever name you want to call them, many of the races in the galaxy after the Draco-Reptilian war in Orion, they needed a place that it was like clean and safe to start over and to learn from scratch in a different way how not to go into those dark timelines anymore. And it was when it was decided to come here into Earth. And at the same time, this was the experience Gaia wanted to provide to the galactic realms. And all of those things happened with the guidance and the counseling from the angels, the archangels. This is why I think at the beginning of Earth, Lyrans, reptilians, Anunnaki, beings from Mars, Pleiadians, Orions, mainly, and at the same time, Andromedas, Arcturians, beings from all over the place. Some of them came to provide DNA, knowledge, guidance, support, and other were the ones that said, hey, we need help because the way we have been doing it, probably the reptilians ones, it didn't work out because our world, it was destroyed. So we need to start over. And initially, I think from reptilians, well, I know now, I don't know how I know, but I know now, they had good intentions to start over. But in the process, things get out of hand and they split into benevolence and dark ones. What the reptilians gave to us, it is our mind, our survivor mood, our mental capacity that we can use for great good or for worse scenario. So from each galactic, we have something that vibrates in the light, in the shadow. This is my unique perspective, but discern what you think and then let's go with the flow. For example, Pleiadians in the dark side, they didn't know how to integrate the shadow. Before they ascend, they were kind of the type of person that will avoid shadow negativity and be all love, light, positivity, and rainbow. And for them, it was like their weaknesses. So they needed to learn how to invite their shadow in and embrace it with love. I hope that makes sense. The Orions, for what I have learned in the Akashic records, they had trouble to be an empath. So if you are a person that says being empath is a course, I cannot deal with this is so hard, I don't want to feel that, that's toxic, yucky, things like that, you may have an Orion timeline in your Akashic records where you struggle with empathy and sensitivity. The Orions in the shadow side, they tend to be a doormat for people. They don't know how to set boundaries. Like, I don't know how to say no, because they are great pleasers. I know some of you identify. But in the greatest side, Orion would give to us, it is the capacity to survive, to fight, to be strong, to become resilient, to bring peace, to transform yourself like a phoenix from the ashes and become new. Pleiadians give us the capacity to love, the capacity to be happy. They are wisdom, they are teachers, and they are very straight into the light. When you see a pure reptilian in human form, they are like, no, that's not correct, I'm not gonna do that. They are always like so into the light, kind of like very straightforward and very angelic, very sensitive. They could be like the ones who are correcting all the time, like, no, this is the correct way. I have seen that too. Because they are teachers, they represent wisdom, knowledge. Larans, normally they work with collectives, big group. They are very strong, very gifted. In the negative side, Larans will be the ones who will cocoon. This is something that I have noticed in my Laran friends or in my clients, or in my Laran self. Like, when you don't need people to be happy or things, you can have your own great universe within and enjoy it. That at the same time, in the negative side, you tend to isolate yourself. I hope that makes sense. That is kind of like the tendency to the Larans when it's not in balance, kind of like the shadow side. They are great to hide, to cocoon, to isolate, like, let's go and live in the woods, outside of the city, kind of like that. But at the same time, their strength is their pack, because they have lion heart, and they will often work in the government, in a hospital, in a school, creating laws and regulations as a lawyer, or in finances, creating new ways to probably create a new coin that is going to be electronic, things like that. They innovate solutions that are going to fix or upgrade our reality in a higher level. I hope that makes sense. Syrians are normally free, kind of like hippie vibe. There are many different Syrians because Syrians have a huge variety. They could be water and lion. They could be avatar, shamanic. But normally Larans are gonna be drawn to light language, psychogeometry, mystery school, very religion, very spiritual. And in the shadow side, I have noticed that Syrians are all love. They fall in love with everything, with everyone, with the things, just like easily to love. But sometimes it's like a lot of love, because it can be like all over the place, because they are like free. Like sometimes, how do I say that? Like polyamorous, or like men and women, and a lot of things, like no restrictions to love. They are just like free, like, I don't care, I'm just gonna give this love. It may not be like from a couple, may just be like in everything and everywhere. I hope that makes sense. Actually, another thing is Syrians are excellent manifestors. It's like they have like goals in their hands, and they're normally very good to manifest, because they're happy people, joyful people, passionate people when they are in human form. Very moved to music, to sound, to, yes, like very passionate to create. I hope that makes sense. Arcturians, when they are in human form, Normally Arcturians, they are gonna have like the eyes like that. I don't know why. And they're going to be like a big child, like very innocent, very silly, sometimes very wild, sometimes very drawn to plant medicine, ayahuasca, mushrooms, things like that. Depends. Of course it depends. They're excellent healers. They are great to connect. They don't need a lot of things to activate their gifts. Arcturians are normally the best expert doctors in this universe that I have known. They are experts on emotional body, on repatterning. They work with magnetics, with sounds, with light, and they could do this in the physical with a huge level of expertise. I'm still learning about the galactic races, but I do think that they are like an archetype that some of us may have or may not. It depends on what our journey has been in the Akashic records, and of course, everything it is created from the present moment. This is the most important thing we can do as a service for ourselves, but also for others, because from here I can activate new connections, or I can deactivate the connections that are not serving for myself. Another thing that I wanted to say it is, we're going to, by the end of November, before going into your questions, we're going to have a full moon in Taurus, I think, and we're going to have an eclipse. So for whoever would like to manifest, change timeline, a new reality is going to be like a push in the energy to manifest whatever it is in our heart desire more quickly. So take advantage of this increased energy that we had already with the moon, and then with the 11/11, and then the 19, I think, is going to be the full moon in the eclipse. I'm not sure, but you guys can Google. And then in November 21, we're gonna have a shift into Sagittarius. And this is going to be in preparation for changes timeline in the solstice 21 or 22, I don't remember. But this one represents hope for the future. So all the things we have been working on throughout the year, they're going to become more integrated. Is going to be a part in the energy where it's going to be soft, allowing us to enjoy Thanksgiving for the ones in the US, the holidays in December with our family, to celebrate where we are here, what happened to us, but at the same time being grateful for what we want to come and to manifest. Yes. So all this intensity is going to slow down by the end of November, and at the same time prepare us for this winter solstice. Winter solstice, every year since our ancient times, at first they call it different, but it is when we caught with the energy of the whole year and we decide what we want to manifest for next year. A different reality, whatever we dislike, it wasn't comfortable, I don't resonate with, I want to change it. It's a great time to take an inventory without judgment, without feeling guilty, and embracing the shadow and manifest what you guys want for next year. Next year, the first 3 months are going to be a little bit intense until the March equinox, and then expect a lot of things that will happen. I'm not saying bad things, just unexpected things before the solstice. The energy of 2022 is going to change after the summer solstice. Is going to slow down a little bit in preparation for the huge awakening that we're going to have in the collective in 2023. So it isn't bad news, it is great things, but most importantly, you and I will have the responsibility to make it happen. What we want to have, what reality we want, why I feel like I'm missing, why I feel like I want to manifest. So be attentive to all of those things. And if you guys would like to join me in this mentoring year that I am gonna say, we're gonna start in December. So we change timeline, and the first month is going to be about how to change timeline, how to shift your energy, how to manifest a new reality. But this mentorship course is going to be all about how to encode your own light, your own soul, how to access your Akashic records, how to channel for yourself, how to heal yourself, how to connect with your guides, who are your guides, things like that. And of course, you can do that for others or for yourself. And this course is going to be a little bit different of the other courses that I have had. I'm always changing because of the feedback that you guys provide to me. We're gonna do one team monthly, and then we're gonna have one-on-one with me every month. So we receive the material the first week, and then the last 2 weeks we're gonna have our coaching mentoring session where I can specifically identify where you are, what I can do for you, and what is going to be your unique practice that is going to serve you for integrate the theme of the month. The theme of the month is going to be to activate your psychic gifts, to go deeper, so you can whether decide to be a way shore and do what I do and others do, or to use it for your own advantage in your own personal life. I'm going to post in a couple weeks that dynamics on the page, so stay tuned if you would like to be part of it. And it's going to be very affordable. I'm going to charge for it monthly, and my idea it is to charge $59.99 per month. You guys will have the material, and then we'll have our own session. Yes, any information or messages for me today from the Galactics? Of course, let me see what comes through. Let me do a little bit of light language, and then I have like 30 minutes to answer your questions, and we can go with that. Thank you, Chelsea. I'm excited. I wanted to do something more personalized, and at the same time it's going to be probably a review about the things that you may have, that you may know already, but you will take it into a new level, probably. Let's hope for it. I'm going to do a few minutes of light language, so I bring your guides. Please stop your questions, set your intentions, and then we'll go with the flow. Okay, I do have the Anunnaki, but this is the 12th dimensional elders of the Anunnaki collective. They are grateful for being here. They come into a plasmic light form that holds 12 DNA strands vibrating in golden and silver light. They say that we are honored to be here with you. You are like daughters and sons for each of us. Let's begin. Please visualize a spark of light right just above your crown. This is the Holy Spirit of Source being activated right above your crown. Te eki ate esa kurimare eki eshka mi isi iki ishka iki iti esa uku iti ishka. As you visualize the flame of God right above your crown, let the flame to grow and spark brighter and brighter, cleansing, bathing, purifying your chakras, your aura, so you can create new connections with Creator of all that it is. And as you breathe the light from your crown, as you exhale, let the light to be released throughout your root chakra. And let the light flow as is meant to be throughout the chakras of Gaia, aligning you with the light grid of Earth. Beloveds, we ask you to be committed to breathing the light in from your crown and exhale whatever you are ready to release now. Sianto iki ashka ni te enti akora teri asara ukiana. Iki ako iki eshka uku uta ase iki eshka. Tiaka ti ese huku maha ki inaha ko aya. Kuhu tashka ho ai ki aha. Haloa ha hiha sahawa hiki shahasua. Niha hu ma hi ti ashha. Hu ma ti ki asha sehakure. Ira mahaya sahau kuhi hadi hanahaya. Behiava utte oro osoro uki ishka. Hui haya ni hanamahi ki isha hasuya. Breathe the light in. Don't restrict it. Don't control it. Let the light, the holy light, the sacred flame of Creator of all that it is, to breathe. Take 5 deep breaths as you ground into a sacred ground. Bringing higher self in as it takes command. Bring your soul in, your divine spirit, your own team of guides. May your day be blessed. We thank you, we honor you, we bless you. That was good. It was a little bit of intense. I feel like I was a male, like dark skin, like skinny, tall, bold, dark eyes. Yes. Kind of like priest. And I feel like, I don't know, like smoking tobacco or something. It was fun. Okay, let's see your questions. Please have your questions from you guys, and let's go with the flow. Having trouble to deciphering your Akashic records and soul purpose? Kathleen Casari asks. Thank you so much for being here, Kathleen. Let's see what comes from you. Take a deep breath if you are still here. Okay, the first thing that I'm seeing for you, Kathleen, it is the Orion light is with you. This is the part of your Akashic records. It is not your essence, but it is what you are working right now. And they are advising you about having true compassion about what happened to you before, where you are, so you can move forward into a lighter vibration. You have some primal fears that are very, very ancient and very, very rooted in your unconscious that you are working out right now. Probably that's why you are having trouble deciphering your Akashic records. And it has to be with your confidence, safety. It feels like your root and your solar plexus, it is what you could bring more light on. the same time, you guys are saying rejecting emotions. That is a part of you that I think you don't know how to assimilate. I hope that makes sense. But you are already integrating and working this out. This is just part of the process. So it will come to you whenever it is time. Rubia, any beautiful messages? Rubia Body, beautiful messages for me? Yes. Let me take a deep breath and see what comes through. And for you, it comes Pleiades. You are working with Pleiadians and Orions right now. Pleiadians, so true. Oh my God, I'm glad it resonated. I'm not really very accurate with others. And with me, like 50-50. Okay. For Ruvia, you have Pleiades, you have Orion, and you have Lyra right now. From the Pleiadians, you are working your polarities. Divine masculine, divine feminine, shadow and light, love and fear, things like that. I hope that makes sense. From your Orion, you are again working polarities, deep polarities. Whatever you are healing right now, it is deep, but it's ready to be released, transformed, and to help you to transcend. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go with you, Darnell. Please retype your questions because sometimes Facebook select randomly whatever they think it should appear on the feed. And at the same time, for Lyra, you are working your humility. Yes, being humble, being simple, going back into your root and into what really matters, prioritizing between your own feelings, your own ideas. I hope that makes sense. Let me go with Darnell, who asked. Okay, Darnell, you are working Andromeda, and Andromeda and Pleiadian guys right now said for you that don't get caught into the confusion about not knowing what's going to happen or where you are going. I hope that makes sense for you, Ria. Thank you so much. Be blind in your enthusiasm. This is what Pleiadian says, knowing that all is working out for you because this is just a stage. Like, for example, imagine if the trees will fall into a heavy depression because their leaves are falling. But the trees know it's autumn and winter is gonna come, so you don't drop their leaves, they're probably burned in the winter. So it is a process. They have to get rid of those so they can bloom in spring, growing new leaves and new flowers. That makes sense. So nothing that happens is fixated. It's just part of the journey. Confusion is a great place to be when we acknowledge we are changing direction. So where we are no longer fits. I hope that makes sense for you. And we are looking into a new horizons, new possibilities, new ways to feel greater than before, to look for abundance, to work our own light. Belinda, thank you for being here. Any guidance for my star family? Yes. And they are excited. Gosh, you have like 5 guides jumping here. Let's see what comes. For you, it comes serious. Okay, what your Syrians guys are saying, it is they are a little bit interference on the information that's coming through from your own guides. I'm gonna go with you, Darlene, in a minute. And sometimes you may perceive like you have no guidance or like probably you are unsupported. I hope that makes sense. But they are saying that there is kind of like a mental block. I hope that it is correct, that blocks the energy from making sense into your reality. I don't know if you have been having trouble to sleep or to be at peace or probably moody, if I'm getting the information correctly. It's like an energy that was blocked by the mental body, that is not allowing the light and the guidance from source to come to you at its fullest. You are receiving it and you are aware of it, but the weight for you to connect more, it is what you guys are saying, it is completely surrenders. And your Syrian guys and your Lyrian guys, they look like feline, so they say completely surrender to what's going on, completely surrender to what you see, completely surrender what you feel, especially your intuition, and then go, because you are supported, you are guided, and all is working out for you one way or another. Let me I hope that makes sense. Please let me know if I was accurate or completely wrong, so I get feedback from myself. And let me go with Hassel. Please, could I have message? I need guidance. Thank you so much. Yes. Let me drink a little bit of water. So good. And let's see what comes through. Okay. You Andromedan guys are announcing a change. There is a shift in your reality. So whatever is going on with you that you feel like you need help or guidance, it is because the future is not being able to be perceived or see or acknowledged, because it's still being built or created. You are still manifesting that. So what your Syrian guys are saying, it is, make sure you have good intentions. Stay with a positive mindset, where you know where you want to go and what you want to manifest. And take advantage of this 1111 portal, so you step with strength and power like a magnet of all the goodness that you can bring into your reality right now. So sometimes being in a bad place is a great thing when we are able to see the positive side, because it means that we are transforming into something new. So don't lose hope and have faith that whatever is going on, I feel like the energy right here, that whatever is going on in your life, that shift that they are announcing to you is going to be like something that you really needed, but you don't know yet you need it. So it's being created by the support of the universe, your guides, your soul, for you, because they know you need it and it's going to serve you for the greatest good. I hope that makes sense. So they say blind enthusiasm. Like blind enthusiasm for me, it is like, I don't need to see where I'm going. I don't need to have a map or a GPS. Wherever I'm going, I'm going to be fine, because I got this, because I trust in me, because I'm confident, because I know I'm supported. So it's kind of like knowing the world can fall and seems falling, but I'm going to be okay. I got this. And this is what Spirit is saying right now that works out for you. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. I appreciate. Ellie Ruteva, I hope that makes sense. She says, a message from me from the Anunnaki, please. They said, living in the now. Living in the now, it is go back to where everything started, being in your center, being in your present moment. And you also said dolphins and whales from Earth, not from Syrians. They are saying like, learn to flow with the currents, learn to go and back and forward and up and down and deep and just slightly in the waves of the energy. So everything will give you a clue or an inspiration or guidance, so you can go back to your center, in your divine heart, in your divine energy, and integrate it with ease and grace, knowing that everything is working out for you, and knowing that everything is working because I feel the energy right here. I want to scratch me. Every pattern, code, whatever you want to call it, that we learn, it has to be created. It has to be acknowledged. It has to be integrated, and it has to be transcended. Sometimes we get stuck in these two, in acknowledge what happened and in integrate it so we can let it go. Like in my sessions, you want to forgive? Yes. Let's ask let's muscle test that. Fuck no, I'm not gonna forgive, right? So sometimes we cannot acknowledge, but we don't acknowledge those things because we're not present with what it is happening. Thank you, so we know what to do. The first step when someone is addicted to alcohol, let's say, it is acknowledge, yes, I have a problem. And then the second step is to decide what to do. Sarah, yes, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with Darlene first because she asked me before. If you're still here, Darlene, let me one. Okay, you are working your Orion light right now. Okay, your Orion guys are showing me that you are rewriting yourself, but you're not allowed to work with your collective. Probably with your friends, with your family, with the relationships that you have with others. Because they are somehow, okay, great, giving you inspirations or clues probably about what you don't want to see anymore or about what you would like to transform. It's not that you have what they are showing to you. It is that sometimes you learn through what you perceive into the experience of others. And in that way, you're going to be able to take an inventory about all the things that had happened to you lately. I think like 3 years, this 3 years transformation, and then being able to give it thanks and gratitude, celebrating all of those lessons, because something will start new and it will shift for next year. At the same time, they are talking about secrets being revealed. I don't think it is like you have a secret. It's more like things you haven't acknowledged or you were not aware, so you can come on ground with your collective in preparation for 2022. And you guys are talking about resourcefulness, if that is the correct word in English, like acknowledging all of those things will allow you to be resourceful for 2022, so all work out in a more soothing energy for you. I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Sarah, let me go with you. Okay, you are working two things right now, Sarah. If you are still here, pay attention right now. Okay, first of all, this is your present reality that is saying, hey, we have belief systems that are, thank you so much, Arlene, that are not working for you anymore. So you can make a list about, okay, this is what are showing me right now. God bless you. Appreciate you so much. Probably this would work with anyone that would like to do them. Like, for example, my list of feelings, right? And you can just write them whenever you have a time. Like, I feel happy, happy. I feel sad. I feel moody. I feel upset. Things like that. So you acknowledge where you are vibrating. And at the same time, you can do another list. It's about what I believe. Like, for example, if I ask you what the government represents for you, and then what you believe, if I ask you government, probably some persons will say control, manipulation, conspiracy. So that will reveal your belief. So you can identify where you can shift those feelings and those beliefs into a new version of you that is more aligned with higher self. I hope that makes sense. Higher self is asking through your Pleiadian energy to balance your relationship, but the relationship that begins with emotions, feelings, mind, body, because you do a lot of service for others. So that is going to readjust in these 2 months, I think. So you start new with a new programming for 2022, but I feel like the big shift is going to be between March and April. Probably a new project, probably a new person in your life, new thing that you would like to do, something new that it could be war related or not, I don't know. But this is going to be like a preparation so you work that thing out. I hope that makes sense. Osman, any message for me? Yes, I appreciate all the support. You are always at my support. So I want to thank you with all my heart. It's something that we need to clear in your throat chakra. And your guys are showing me the words creative communication, and I feel like I can speak. So I'm going to do a little bit of sound and light language so I clear that, and I hope that helped Osman. I hope that resonated with you, Sarah. Take whatever that resonates and disregard the rest, please. But whoever would like to receive it, rub your hands and then place them in whatever place of your body you guys think you need a little bit of light right now. Feels better. Feels like something that I clear with the sound. In the case of Osman and me, it was in our throat stock, but you guys may feel it in your head, in your heart, in whatever place. Sound, it's great thing for release. You don't have to sing. You don't need to know how to do that language. You can just do humming on vocals or whatever, like ah, or scream if you are upset, sad, frustrated, blocked. Just like let it out, because blocks, things get stuck because we don't release them. Hope that makes sense. Jessica Woods, I would appreciate any message that comes through. Yes, let me ask. Thank you so much for those stars. I appreciate you guys. Okay, you have guys from Vega right now. Vega, they were the inspiration for every religion we know on earth. There are beings that are very spiritual, not in religion, spiritual itself. Transpiratory problem for months. Osman, I can send you Reiki. You can do any meditation on me and you can receive healing, not from me, from my team connected with your team. And that will be clear. And then try to breathe while you do the meditation. You can breathe long and deeply and hold it and then let go. And then switch into fast and quick, like, and that's gonna help you to clear. But you can get rid of that, meditate later, and then you will receive the assistance. Okay, beings from Vega, they represent connection with spirituality, connection with God, connection with my divinity, with my soul, with mystery school, with spiritual techniques, with sacred guidance that comes from source, like the knowledge of source, and the part of me that feels like there is something greater, a greater power that can come to me when I reconnect with that aspect of me that is God itself. But in your case, it comes through your mind. So logic and reason sometimes block the spirit from coming through you at the fullest. I hope that makes sense. So don't get stuck trying to label or fix things with your mind. Use your mind constructively into a positive frequency where you can have that hive mind, that collective mind that is the mind of God. I hope that makes sense. Adam, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Please share with me where you guys are from. Makes sense? Thank you, thank you. Let's say you are learning how to nurture yourself, and I have white seta. Seta are look like grays, but they said like white, kind of like very light gray, probably, or silver. They have big eyes, very alien. They are small, very alien alike. And they are saying, learn to love yourself, learn to nurture yourself, learn to be in love with yourself, with life as it is, because that is going to be a huge resource for all the other projects, projects that you are working through. And let me see who else. Let me refresh this. Okay. Belinda, bitch, if you are still here, thank you so much for being here. Star family. Yes, I'm going to try to be more quickly. Okay, Belinda, you have beings from Orion right now, and they want to remind you that self-love, it is no luxury. Don't forget to fill yourself with love, because otherwise there is a sense of feeling empty, like in lack, like, oh, I miss this and I don't know what it is, but I don't know what it is. So probably you do know what it is, but anything that we want to see outside of us begin right here. So don't forget. Oh, Bulgaria, how awesome. Don't forget to bring that source within you that begins with love, self-love, nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself. And I think this is a message that comes from all of us. Let me see who it is next. Sandra Vaz, thank you so much for your support. You're always on the page. I appreciate many blessings. And a message for me at this moment: wish Galactic is more connected with me. You are connected with dolphins and whales from Syrians, and also from Earth, and also from Atlantis, and also Vega. I hope that makes sense. Sandra, Lemuria, I'm seeing practically every water race, like Arcturians, they are like very watery, Andromeda, Orion, Syrian, and on Earth you have Atlantis, Lemuria. You are connected to spirit of water, Kuan Yin, like nymphs of water. I don't know if you are a water sign or not. I am connected with water, and that is my first ascendant. In this life, I am Earth because I am a Virgo, but my essence is a mermaid. That's why you guys like to meditate with me, because I heal through my voice. So dolphins and whales would like to say today that it's time to forgive and let go the old aspects of you, but at the same time to feel grateful for all the things that happened to you and initiate yourself into a new journey. I hope that makes sense. Let me see who else. Sara Prieto, what beings I am connected to? You are connected with Pleiadians. This is what it's coming right now. And they are talking about clearing karma. Yes. Lara too, Sarah. I hope that makes sense. And Becca. Oh, beats for Becca are coming a lot. They're not that common. They look like the ones that are being right now. They look like dark skin, kind of like bluish, kind of like copper skin, very tall. They have like cat eyes. Like imagine probably a black person, skinny, tall with cat eyes, literally green cat eyes. They kind of have like the lip, kind of like the leopard lip, kind of like that. So they look like human cat, not like lion, more like cat. Tall and the energy feels very masculine to me. I don't think they have gender, but I'm seeing different colors of skin, like green skin, like orange skin, and then like blue skin, like purple skin, and like brown skin, kind of like very maroon skin, kind of like that. Yeah, they're kind of cool. Some of them look a little bit like Indian, a bit like Egyptian. Oh, Pisces and a Scorpio, definitely from water. Then, damn it. I am sharp, Sandra. I got this. So yes, definitely you are connected with water, of course. Okay, let me see who else. Thank you so much for the feedback. That feeds my ego. Like, ah. And it's good to recognize when we're doing things right, because that will manifest more right things in our life. Thank you, Christina. From Hungary, living in Italy. What names of gods I could connect with? Okay, let's see what comes through. Beautiful. I have so many lives in Italy. Like, probably one day I should go there. But I have many lives in France, in Bulgaria, in Hungary. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I have seen myself speaking Bulgarian in my dreams and French in my dreams. I don't speak French, but I see myself speaking in French in my dreams. Can you guys believe that? How amazing what we have of wisdom in our unconscious, that if we can tap into all of those things, boom, we'll be kicking. But sometimes our mindset limits us believing we're small when in fact we are not. This is the magic of being spiritual. We are waking in to discover who we are, who have been, but most importantly, who we can become. This is the most important thing at all. Jenny Rivers. Yes, I'm gonna go into, okay. Can I ask, do Syrian look like blue auras? Yes, they are the original blue ray, but blue ray can be at the same time Orion, can be at the same time Pleiadian, but in essence they are Syrian. They come from the lineage of the Oraphim and the Christed light, like Archangel Michael lineage. They are normally warriors of the light, even though sometimes they can look like avatars. But normally in their essence, their aura is going to be blue, for what I have learned. Okay, Jenny Rivers, I'm gonna go with you. I have a few more minutes to type your questions again. Please, if I miss them. Hi, Jenny, and a message from me from the Anunnaki. Yes! Oh my god, they say, we love you, dear sister. Oh, that was fast. It feels like you have ancestors. They're talking about generosity, and they're talking about the future. What they're saying to you, it is with big smiles, like with white teeth, kind of like, this is what I see, and glory eyes. They are beautiful things are going to manifest in the future, and I think this is great and happy news. Gosh, I want this news for myself too. They're saying like great things are coming to you, and they're showing like big teeth and smile for you, Jenny, if you're still here. And they say like I love you, like, oh, with love. I think you have a soulmate, Anunnaki. Yes, I think you do. Because he is like, oh, I love that woman. I love it. So definitely, if there is something that you want to manifest that you don't know how, you can ask your ancestors into how you can manifest those greater things, kind of like a bag of presents that they're going to come into your life. Alicia Hammer, any message for me? Yes, of course. Let me ask for it. Oh, let's see who's coming through. Oh my god, I have the wells for you. Oh, they are announcing a shamanic journey. Okay, I hope they resonate with you, Jenny. They're announcing dolphins and whales. They're announcing a period of deep healing into you. They're going to help you. I'm seeing kind of like being reborn, but at the same time like a gateway to connect with you in a deeper way. I hope that makes sense. Natalie from your Galactic. Oh yes. Okay. Beans for Vega again. Okay, you guys want something. They say spiritual commitment. They advise you to be more committed with your spirituality and with the things that you are working out to. Any messages for me today? Say Nicole Hendricks from your Galactics. Of course. Let me see what comes through. This is Future Earth, and they're talking about holographic healing. I don't know what you are wanting to manifest because I could not read the rest, but whatever you are working out, like a project or something that you are melting kind of like in a pot, is going to be healing for you, but also for many others. I hope that makes sense. Describe more what you mean in a deeper way. Like more connected with you, Jenny, like more comfortable in your own skin, in your own soul, in your own body. But it's like big news. I saw like in a presence that it could be spiritual or physical. I think physical. I think physical things that you're going to manifest because I see like stones of gold. So definitely it has to be aligned with manifestation, with money, with projects, with abundance itself. Or Dina, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Any message for me? Yes. I move a little bit. It doesn't hurt. It's just a shift into the energies. Let me. Okay, this is the Orions right now. They were saying you are a force of attraction. Don't forget to tune into the magnet that you have within your own heart and manifest from your heart, knowing that you are a force of attraction for greater good or not greater good, so you can redirect those things into the highest outcome that you can manifest. But they are saying you are a force of attraction, and sometimes we just have to be aware about what we want and when we are going. We may not manifest what we are envisioning, because what we will manifest, it is what serves all of us together. I hope that makes sense. Let me see if I can go back into. Thank you so much. I appreciate. And drink a little bit of water. Faye asks, Pleiadian, you can wait to meet your soulmate. Well, probably it could be about that, Jenny, like a sign. If you haven't met that soulmate, probably they're talking about that, because love is definitely abundance. It just represents joy and freedom and a balanced love. So, Faye, you do have Pleiadian connection with. It's more strong right now. It is serious connections. You do have Pleiadians, but your Syrians connections are a bit more strong, and at the same time You have Orion too, and at the same time you have Arcturian, and you have beings from Vega. I hope that makes sense. Melissa, I would love Galactic message for me. Of course. Okay. Self-discipline is coming a lot, and it's coming from you, from guys from Vega. And at the same time, beings from Sirius, they are talking about way showing your light a little bit more, but that way showing comes through light of awareness, going into the light side of life. I hope that makes sense for you. Faye Robbins, do they visit me? Of course. Every time you think on galactics, on them, anytime you meditate, especially when you meditate, especially when you dream, especially when you set intentions, you do have, because you are them, you have those connections. Yes. Let me see. Please retap your questions. May, thank you for being here from Scotland. Let me see. Hold on, I'm gonna stretch my leg. Natalie, who are those beings from Vega? The physical characteristic. I described him a little bit back before. Look, Galactics, they're going to look into the way that we can relate with them. This means from Vega, the ones that I'm seeing right now, that I probably should draw, they look like probably like Egyptians with dark skin, very, very dark skin. They have like green or blue eyes, but they're like cat eyes. They have kind of like a dark stream, kind of like from the one that have the cat eyes. They have beautiful cheekbones, like very skinny, very tall, and they look a little bit like exotic, like cat-like face in a human form, if that makes sense. Do my gods have a message for me from the highest good? Of course they do. Tanya, let me ask. Okay. I don't know if this makes sense for you right now, but do you have any trouble setting boundaries, Tanya? Like sometimes that people may take advantage of you or anything like that? Let me clear the field, because what I'm seeing, it is self-sacrifice. It's something that probably it's happening to you or is happening around you, and it's being healed, probably in your family. You are in a relationship. Okay, what they were saying, it is that whatever, in whatever area that the boundary of balance may not be strong, it is because it is adjusting the masculine principle, pushing the envelope, like pushing yourself or the energy a little bit to strengthen that masculine principle, when respect can be done, where balance can be done, where you can give, provide, but at the same time receive in equilibrium. But that equilibrium comes through your divine masculine. I don't know if that resonates with you, but the suggestion right here, it is to work with your lower chakras, so you are grounded, present, and then acknowledge from the wisdom of your soul and your divine light what's going on, and if this resonates with you or not. If it doesn't resonate with you, disregard it, but probably it could be happening or either within yourself or around you. I hope that makes sense. Stacey Fox, I'm feeling so tense and negative in the last week. I know the energies, it's a little bit strong. Let me go back because it moves. So I can read it from here. And let me ask where it's coming from, probably. I should read faster. Peter, thank you so much for being here. You are always sharing the things on the page and always my support. I appreciate so much. Okay, Stacy saying, I'm feeling so tense and negative for the last week. How can I clear my energy successfully? Negativity through the eyes of Source isn't a bad thing. Is the energy that creates the opportunity for the positive light to reprogram itself into a higher reality and into a different synergy. I hope that makes sense. So it's not a bad thing to feel not okay or to feel low or to feel tense. It just means whatever you are, it isn't working anymore, and the negative energy or whatever bad thing is happening is pushing you to change into a new direction. As if you are driving and there is traffic and you know the traffic is stuck and you said, hell no, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to change into another line so I can keep flowing. So what it is going to help you, it is to sit with yourself in a very honest way, and then those bad things, shadow things, tense things, or to feel like forcing, they're just showing us what we don't want anymore. So just by acknowledge those things, we're already healing them. Sometimes we don't even need to do anything because the energy will fix it by itself into a new paradigm that is lighter. Does that make sense? Like, for example, I would like to embrace where you are, embrace where you are going, and I would like to close with this. This is something that happened to me, and it's going to guys, the next Saturday at the same time, I'm gonna keep doing readings. I hope I was being helpful, and then I'm going to be live Thursday at 11:11, channeling Galactics. You guys can ask your questions, and I'm sure it's going to come through the channeling. I think they would like to talk about a little bit about kind of like predictions or energy things. I'm not sure. This is my but whatever happens is gonna be for the highest good. And with this story, something that happened to me, I would like to close. Look, sometimes bad things that happen to us may be perceived as an attack or as something bad, like forcing bad things happening to us, when in reality they are not. But sometimes we're not able to see that. And I'm going to tell you, this has happened to me. I was in a very low place in 2012. A lot of things were happening to me. I had to quit the job that I had. I was trainer for Chiles and Mexico, and I loved my job because I was successful, I was efficient, people appreciate what I was doing, and I felt awesome. I felt love, and that boosted my ego, and I love it. But it was taking a lot of time for myself, probably like 18 hours from my day, and my babies had like 2 and 4. So I was not seeing them. And then I did it for a while, and then I had to quit because I was not taking care of my kids and they needed me. So I did it because the job required more of me. And then I said, you know what? I cannot. I practically living in the restaurant, and now you want to give me more. I can. So I quit. And that sink me in deeper into my darkness because I felt out of the blue, like inferior, like small, like, I don't know, insecure, in a place where I didn't want it to be. Like, and I didn't knew where I was going either. My relationship, it was very bad. Everything was wrong. And then I wasn't home doing anything. I was just crying. So it was a very, very dark time in my own experience. And then I started seeing angels out of the blue. In my own depression, my ex signed me into a 48 hours retreat in the outdoors, and I didn't want to go. I hated because he practically forced me to go, because I was saying, I don't need that. I don't want to go. I don't even believe in God. Why do you do this to me? And it was not even about God. It was about depressed people, and it was about purging all the things that I had. Okay, so when I went into that retreat, of course, it was talks from psychologists and things about myself. I was just like, I don't get this, because I was not ready to work and face my own shadows. I didn't want to take the responsibility for my life, and I was ignoring everything. And the best way to do it was depression. Because by becoming a victim, you don't take responsibility, you don't become resourcefulness for what is going on, and therefore you don't fix it. You stay there forever. And I stayed there in that pattern for years. Right? So, at the end of the retreat, they decided to do like a short meditation with drums, and they just asked us to breathe. It was a very simple thing because it was not a religion thing. When that happened, my third eye opened and I started seeing angels, and I freak out like, because I didn't believe in angels anymore or in God. I didn't care. But God intervened into my life because I needed an intervention. I would be dead if that wouldn't happen. Or either kill myself or die sick or whatever, but I wouldn't be here. So when I started seeing angels, I was like, fuck, what's going on? And then I noticed that no one was seeing them, only me. And I was like, oh my God. But then I freak out, I rejected, and then I opened my eyes and everyone had their eyes closed. And then I had to close them because the guy who was said, close your eyes. Because I kind of had like a mentor. I was like, okay, I will just close my eyes. And then I was seeing like 30 partial faces blending within the shadows with my eyes closed, looking at me, smiling. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Imagine a non-spiritual person having that experience. Of course, I was paralyzed and freaked out and scared. And then one face had like alien eyes. And I was like, what's going on with this dude, right? And then I was trying to use my logic and common sense to understand what was happening to me. And then I opened my eyes, and then my mentor said, close your eyes. And I was just like, fuck. Like, close my eyes, right? And then at the center of the eyes, it was Archangel Michael, like, oh, like all celestial. The hair was moving like in a Head and Shoulders ad, and I was like, fuck, it's so beautiful. And somehow I knew it was Archangel Michael because it felt so good. I had to trust. I had to surrender completely with blind enthusiasm, and I had to drop my guard and then be open for that. And then I start asking questions like, are you Archangel Michael for real? And then it began to rain like, and then stop. And I was just like, fuck, they answered to me. Sorry about my words. And then I said, okay, why are you here? What? I don't remember what I asked, but the wind started like sweeping like, and then rain and then stop. And I was just like, oh my God, there is something happening, right? Probably I'm going crazy. I was not on drugs or anything. I used to smoke cigarettes back then, but for cigarettes, you don't get hallucinations, but probably it was because I was very bad emotionally that I started, call them whatever way. But for me, it was like the angels intervene into my life. And then when I opened my eyes and I started seeing the sky, suddenly all the clouds had like wings. And I started telling everyone, imagine the other people thinking I was high. Did you see the angel? Did you see the angel? Look at them. And they were like, no, I'm not seeing anything. What's happening to you? And I was just like, I realized that it was only me. And then I shut my mouth. And then I told my ex. And then he said, you're crazy. They don't exist. And I was just like, damn, something's happening to me. Again, the mind. I'm losing myself. Right? This can be. And then I tell my brother, who is my best friend, that he said, I do believe you. Some people say they exist, but don't tell anyone. And I was just like, fuck, feeling wrong about what was happening to me. But then I started seeing shadows, faces everywhere, in the trees, in the wall, closing my eyes between the darkness. And then I started Googling, and then I realized that it was happening to many people, not only me. And then I asked someone who could see auras, that it was a coworker that I thought he was crazy. And I said, oh my God, they just hired a crazy guy. He says he sees auras. Oh my God. He said, douche, things like that. And then he said, you should meditate. And then when I started meditation, I thought it wasn't real. I couldn't concentrate. But I kept seeing things that I couldn't explain to people. Sometimes people had like balls of light. Sometimes they had shadows. And I was just like, I needed to understand. So I keep insisting on the meditation. And then sometimes I would be freaked out because of the things that I was seeing. I was labeling things as entities, demons, things like that. And those things freak me out more than before. Okay, so one night I was asleep, and this is going to be a very funny thing. And then something moved inside of my bed, like, and I was just like, oh my God, fuck, I do have a ghost. And then I opened my eyes, and then I said, oh no, I'm not going to see the ghost. I'm going to close my eyes. I don't want to see. 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 And then it was just like 3, 4 in the morning. So I fell asleep. I started praying, and then something like moved, like, and then I said, fuck, the ghost again. And then I wanted to cry. I felt that crying thing in my throat. I was so scared. And I said, I don't want to see ghosts. I don't want to see ghosts. Go away. Holy Spirit, angels, Archangel Michael, source of the light, whatever. I was asking Jesus and everyone who I knew in heaven to assist me, because I was shaking in my bed alone in darkness. And then I fell asleep again praying. And then the movement again, and I said, fuck it, I'm going to have to turn the light on and see what's going on, because I wasn't sleeping. When I turned the light, and then I was using the light of my phone to check in the house, because probably it could be something that entered my house or something, right? Because I said, maybe it isn't a ghost. Maybe it is someone who wants to rob or whatever. I'm going to go and check. And then I checked the house. It was nothing. And guess what? When I entered my room, I had a bunny. My bunny was stuck in the drawers under my bed, and he was moving the bed. So it wasn't a ghost. It wasn't an entity. It wasn't nothing bad trying to do bad things on me. It was a bunny. It was my pet. So sometimes we perceive things as bad because we create stories in our mind. Like, oh my God, the government tried to rob me, whatever, because they said, because she said, because I think. But it may not be anything of that. But our mind is so powerful that we're going to feel that thing in our body for real. And a proof of that is whoever remembers seeing the news about 9/11, September of 9/11, we all felt like falling from the towers, grieving for all those people died, and it was real, right? I remember that when the war in Afghanistan in the 80s from George Bush, it was being live in my school, and I started crying, and I think I was like 10 or 9, probably like, I don't remember. but I felt like I was being bombed too, because I was tuning into that war live recording that was tuning in my school for whatever reason. So our mind is very powerful. We create things, they may not exist because we are learning something. I was learning, and I'm still learning, that I can be powerful and it's fine, that I can be weird and it's fine, that I can be gifted and it's fine. And probably people cannot understand what I say and it's fine. Probably I cannot even understand why I see beings and it's fine, because I don't have to use my mind to put a level on it. I can use my heart and trust. I am carried by the hands of God and all is well. And if I need to know something, I will know. If I don't know, whatever, no big deal. Right? So whatever is scary thing you guys have in your life right now that may be psychic or physical, no big deal. It may be a bunny, like my story. And nothing happened to me when I revealed to the world that I could see those things. Even my family thinks it's cool, even though they are Christians. My ex doesn't understand, but he doesn't judge. My kids doesn't understand either, but they are okay. Most of the people thinks it's cool that I do the things I do. So I learned that it was okay to be me, that I didn't have to be scared of my shadows and the unknown, because as soon as I dive into, I could receive so much magic and wonderful things happening, because they are all me. I am the shadows, I am the light, I am each of you, I am me, I am the galactics and the angels and everything, because I do think we are all one. We're all a reflection. Probably I am not a killer, because I couldn't do it. I would kill myself first on killing anyone. But probably I am seeing that this is a reality that I don't want. And just for that, I should be grateful. And I would like to close with that. If any of the things I do or anyone do that you see, whether you like or dislike, just observe and let it be, because everything, it is as is meant to be. Of course, I put the bunny in my room to scare me, to freak out, and probably my guys were laughing about it, like, ha 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 ha, she's scared and it's a bunny. This is everything that happens, even if it's a scary dream or entity and attachment or a physical fight or something, it is for a reason. The reason that we may feel that it's all good, that it's all safe, probably we are learning to feel powerful, to feel strong, to feel kick-ass or whatever. So try to enjoy life as it is. This month that has Thanksgiving for whoever is in the US and celebrate, now that the holidays are coming and Christmas, do your best. Smile, no big deal. If you don't know how to fix it, don't fix it. Let it be. And said, God, you do it, because I feel like not okay. I don't know what to do. And then trust that God will do whatever that is needed to fix it. And try to enjoy as much as you can. And with that, I would like to close. Thank you so much for being here, for all your stars. I'm very, very grateful. I appreciate. It's like an extra, it's a little bit extra every time that Facebook deposit to me, or YouTube. It's just like an extra fixed income that I have in case I have drawings or sessions or no, so I can keep paying my bills and stuff. So I appreciate. I know people donate to my PayPal. I am grateful for that too. And for the ones that have the services that help me too, so I do my things. So I appreciate. I thank each of you. I'm grateful. Some people support me in all the ways, like Darlene and Facebook and YouTube, and then she pushes my services. And for that, I cannot be more thankful and grateful, because you guys made it happen, that I am here and that I keep learning, and you guys learn with me, hopefully. And that it's magic. And at the same time, the ones that think would like to be part of this mentoring group with me, be attentive. I'm gonna post it in a few weeks, and see you guys Thursday 11 for the channeling. Million thanks. Have fun today. Don't forget to smile. Make love if you have make love with whom. Enjoy, laugh, do your best. Bye bye.